exhibition is based in the temporary exhibition space, and so we wanted to emphasise the kind of the temporary nature, not only of the exhibition but also of the subject matter. So the subject, the military medicine, is often carried out in the field of, in the theatre of war, and it's constructed in. Military medicine takes place in makeshift tents and shelters. So we wanted to create a makeshift tent shelter structure for the exhibition. Using the big images was a way of, I mean, they're images of people, so it's a way of kind of, what we're trying to do is give a window onto the past so people can imagine a little bit more about the situation that was happening at that time. So of course the kind of historical relics can aid your understanding of the subject, but images of people place the story in a human context. So that's what we're trying to do with the images, the large scale images of the people. We, as a studio, we worked as in a collaborative effort. So there was me and two other designers working on it, Sibyl and Caro, and we worked together on generating ideas. I mean, I suppose for us the most important thing was the museum rather than the specific subject matter of this particular exhibition. We were given the subject matter by the museum, but we felt the museum was important because, I mean, of course, it represents an extremely tough time in the history of the city of St. Petersburg, and it seems like it's a really important museum for the city, and we wanted to help it rejuvenate its kind of temporary space. I suppose there are a lot of different facets of the studio's ideology, and that ranges from an engagement with history and political theory to an appreciation of classical and historical typography, as well as embracing kind of more contemporary ideas. And all of those ways of thinking flow into the way we deal with the subject. And generally speaking, we try to engage ourselves with the subject and try to create an atmosphere that amplifies the content. So in this case, that means we've created a physical atmosphere that is reminiscent of the content, but also we've kind of juxtaposed that with quite a raw graphic feeling that we feel is kind of that emphasizes the rawness of and the crudeness of military field hospitals, and in some ways kind of medical and reminiscent of Second World War ration cards that were typed out on typewriters. I think I wouldn't separate our studio as being a specifically museum design studio. We operate in a number of different areas. We do record covers, we produce politically charged graphic design, we do books, and we also work for museums. And I think it's, for us, embracing all subjects and trying to communicate the intrinsic values of every commission. So it's not so much about separating museums as being something different, but embracing cultural institutions and their briefs in the same way that you would any other subject. So, but one of the reasons I think we enjoy working with museums is because, particularly something like this, it provides an opportunity to work in a less commercial context and to do something that will hopefully have a real impact in people's lives. Of course, we would love to work with the museum in future, and I think the director is really keen to preserve the integrity of the museum and see it go forward for another into the future and be an important museum for the city. So if we could be a part of that, that would be great. Actually, Jonathan made a kind of a sort of joke, well, not jokey comment, but he mentioned last night it would be interesting to place this whole museum as an exhibit into another museum, in the sense that it's a kind of an historical relic in itself, and in some ways it would be amazing to preserve it, but then also at the same time to have another kind of museum going forward for the future.